Heroclix, Superhero Chess, written in chicken scratch. Welcome, viewer S, to another edition of Sussing It Out with the Suss Man, Rick Sussman. That would be me. Still here in the Fortress of Nerditude. Gonna be here a lot if you can't figure that out. So, today's event on Sussing It Out is we're going to be sussing out Heroclix. Heroclix is a game that I play a lot. I have a lot of friends who play. I run the tournaments at the store that I work at. It's a big deal for me, and it satiates a lot of needs that I have. So what are Heroclix? What is a Heroclix? Well, I'm going to start with a common from the most recent set called Wolverine and the X-Men. That set literally debuted today. I was able to pick up my my brick that I pre-ordered at the store that I work at. And I'm going to show you, once this guy fits back on his base, there we go. This is a Heroclix. Get to the camera side there. And as you can see, if you couldn't figure it out, it's Wolverine. Because the set that I bought is called Wolverine and the X-Men, and it's the brand new set that debuted. Now, why are they called Heroclix? Well, Wolverine, as you can see, is a hero, usually. He has movies, and he's in comic books. And he has a base. And when you play with these characters, you're going to have to listen closely. As the base moves, it clicks. Heroclix. So what is Heroclix? Why do I love it so much? Well, let me tell you. For starters, Heroclix are a collectible game. So it's not just that you buy the figures in order to play and they don't have different values and things like that. This guy, as you can see, has a little white base. That means he's a common, so he's not worth that much. But if you get like really rare ones and things like that, they can be worth a lot. Of course, as my dad always says, nothing is worth anything unless somebody is willing to pay you for it. It's a very good point. But why do I play? Do I play because I buy figures in the hopes that I'm going to find some magic $5 million token or some kind? No. I play because I love the game. So what is the game? Well, again, Wolverine, by the way, is part of a new set called Switchclicks, which you can actually take the character off and put them on a different base. This is actually really beneficial, so I can zoom in really well and show you guys what all these little stats are. So as you can see, he's got a movement. It's a little blurry, I'm sorry. That's supposed to be a foot. There's a fist. There's a shield. On the other side, he's got a range. In this case, his character's range is 0, and the little destruction symbol means how much damage he can do. And what it ultimately breaks down to is you have a figure. Boom. Right, meow. And then you have another figure. I don't want to show you any of my cool ones because I'm trying to build up to something. So I'm just going to grab one of the guys off my shelf over here. This'll do. Maxwell Lord.
I'm from the Superman League. I'm from Wolverine and the X-Men. Talking silly voices now.
Anyway, so... Oh, and by the way, that's actually a really cool thing about this. They make Heroclix in all kinds. They make DC, Marvel. I've got Bioshock Infinite Heroclix. There are Kick-Ass Heroclix. So really, they make Heroclix about anything. I think the Lone Ranger movie Heroclix debuted today along with Wolverine and the X-Men. So, but what is it? What's the point of the game? So as I mentioned, everyone has their own little dial and their own little bases, and you can see he has a range of 8 and 3 lightning bolts. Otherwise, he and Wolverine look kind of identical. So I take his attack, and in this case his attack is a 9. I know you can't see it that well, I'm sorry. And you look at Wolverine's defense, and Wolverine's defense here is a 16. So 9, obviously not as high as 16. How do you attack? You take 2d6, you roll them. This is where strategy gives way to a little bit of luck. And as long as your dice roll is higher combined with your attack than the opponent's defense, they take damage. So, for the sake of argument, let's assume that the 9 is attacking the 16, and I roll a 10 on my dice. Well, obviously, 19 is higher than 16, so Wolverine would take damage. The amount of damage that you take is what's next to the little explosion down there. So Wolverine would take 1. So that's how you play in a nutshell. Now, obviously, there's much more than that. Not going to get into it because, quite honestly, it can get a little tedious and a little boring. And if you really want to learn, by all means, feel free to comment after the video here, and I will bore you to tears. I swear to God, this is one of my favorite little activities these days. So if you really need to know, I promise you I can give you more information than you ever considered humanly possible. So, like I said, there's more than one reason to collect. You can collect for the game, you can collect because they're little minifigures, and hey, if you know who Maxwell Lord is, there's a cool little minifigure of Maxwell Lord. You can put them on your desk at work or something like that. Or you can collect because of their potential worth. So, I opened a brick of Wolverine and the X-Men. Bricks come with a super booster, so one really big Heroclix, and then they come with, 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 8. I threw away the boxes. I forgot to record the unboxing. I'm sorry. It was like Christmas here. Christmas for a Jew is a big deal. So I had to unbox them right away. My wife helped, so don't think she's not a part of this either. At any rate, so I unboxed all of them. I believe there's 8 boosters. Now you get 5 Heroclix per booster. Normally a box will run you about $12 at my store. So you get 5 figures for $10. It's not, I'm sorry, $12. Pardon me. It's not a bad deal, especially when some of these guys are worth a lot. So, the first thing that I pulled, the first rare, and I'll show you the difference, she's actually a super rare. You see how Wolverine's base had the little white line on it, and a little white face? Let me turn this around. There you go, white. And then there are other figures that are green. Green means uncommon, white means common. Damn whitey. And silver, which is almost hard to discern from white, but trust me, it sort of shimmers a little bit. That means rare. And then there's gold. Gold means super rare. Usually with gold, there it is, you only get per brick like 2. You get 2 super rares per brick. And then they started bringing in chase figures. Let me show you an example of a chase figure. It's completely different in color and look than the regular figures. Here we go. This is from the Amazing Spider-Man set. This was the set that debuted prior to Wolverine and the X-Men for Marvel. Marvel and DC and the Independents, they release sets all the time. To be quite honest, let me rephrase that. Marvel and DC release sets all the time. Sometimes other companies release them as well, like BioShock Infinite. Very, very few and far between. But this is Iron Spider, and how cool does he look? Big ups to my friend John, who is a subscriber. Thanks, John. He actually was able to re-glue my Iron Spider here back into place. He had come off his base a little bit, but John is very familiar with Heroclix, and he knows how to fix these guys. So, just a quick heads up. You can see his base looks like a Spider-Man symbol versus some of these other bases, which don't really have much of a difference. They started changing the bases so that you really could see the major difference between the chase figures and the regular non-chase figures. So this is Iron Spider, red base instead of black, or whatnot. With the Batman set, the chase figures were like blue. With a different set called Chaos War, the bases were gold. So I didn't get any chase figures, but you saw Liliandra here from the Shi'ar Empire. If you used to watch the X-Men cartoon growing up, she was Professor X's hot alien babe girlfriend. That might help you, it might not. I got M, which is really funny for me personally. She is also a super rare, and she's worth a decent set of coin on the interwebs. According to the interwebs, she goes for at least $20. So that's cool. I have no idea who this character is, or what set she's a part of, or why she's in Wolverine in the X-Men set. She might be part of the New Mutants or something. I don't read a lot of Marvel. Couldn't tell you. But I'm going to show you first the team base that I pulled. I got the X-Men Blue Strike Force. This is the team that we're probably most familiar with. And I pulled a lot of these figures. The base itself actually comes with Rogue, oh, that's Beast over here behind Gambit, and Psylocke. And they're switch clicks, like I said, so they can pop right on and off. Boop. Isn't that cool? And the base itself is playable, but it's really ridiculously powerful. I don't really play with them because, quite honestly, it seems unfair. So I just collect bases because I think putting the teams together and displaying them on the shelf looks really cool. But I got Gambit, Beast, Wolverine, there's Cyclops, Rogue, and Psylocke. For this team base, there's only one character missing, and that's Jubilee. I didn't pull her, so maybe someday down the road I'll pick her up for cheap or something like that, and I'll have my whole little set. So that was cool, too. I mean, as you can see, the detail on these guys, they're pretty extensive for what is essentially a kid's game. The character that I was most excited about pulling, the rarest thing that I pulled, again, I didn't pull a chase, but I pulled something just as rare called a Prime. If you buy these Super Booster bricks, they come with, like I said, like 8 boxes, and then they come with a Prime figure. The Prime figure, in this case, was 1 per box, so it's like getting a chase, 1 per brick, so it's like getting a chase. But it was the rarest of the rares. I'm really excited about this. I pulled this. If you're wondering why he looks like Magneto, it's because it's Magneto. He is in an alternate costume from a time period in Marvel Comics called Age of X. If you're wondering what his base style looks like, you can see. He's got a green ring. Green rings mean that he's a Prime. Now, he's only he's only a rare, not a super rare. But because he's got the green base, that makes him a chase figure, essentially. So 1 per brick, not many of them. Even Joker is a little bit jealous of me having this figure. But check out the sculpt on him. Isn't that cool? He's standing on an I-beam. He's plugged into the base like that. And, you know, he's wearing an all-white costume. And honestly, I just think he's tops. Magneto has been a personal favorite of mine since I found out that he was his backstory is that he was part of the concentration camps. He was in them. There's some argument as to whether or not he was a gypsy who was locked in the concentration camp, or he was a Jew who was put in there. If you watch any of the X-Men movies, or if you read any of the X comics, I prefer you read the comics, he has that backstory. And this is just an alternate reality look to him. But this is one of the rarest figures in the entire set. And I got him! So that was my unboxing, if you will, of Wolverine and the X-Men. Now, if you're interested, again, in learning more about Heroclix, do feel free to put a message at the end of this video, or I cannot recommend more than to look up, I believe it's Glass Cabinet Movies or Glass Cabinet, something like that. There was this guy on YouTube, I don't even know if he does videos anymore, but I'd watch his videos, and he essentially taught me how to play Heroclix before I sat down and actually started playing. So, that's Sussing It Out, Chapter 8, I believe. I'll have to double-check that. I am the Sussman, Rick Sussman. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you so much for subscribing, those who do. Someday, I hope to be purchasing Heroclix and doing proper unboxings so that you could see the joy and giddiness on my face when I crack open a box and pull it out, and I get nothing. Thanks for watching.